And Daisy, why don't you go through a little bit of what is required for you guys to pre-qualify somebody and why?
Okay, thank you, Laura. What we do when we're pre-qualifying someone is we actually ask for all the documents that we would need up front when we're doing a loan application. We try just to get all the hurdles and make sure that there's nothing that's going to jump up at us. So we pull credit for the client. We will ask to see their 2 years W-2s, their 1099s, their tax returns. We will also ask for 30 days worth of pay stubs and the 2 months worth of bank statements or wherever their funds are coming from. They're coming from a 401k. We're going to want to see the last quarterly statement, all the documents that we need up front. That way we're able to see if there are any deposits that, cannot be sourced. We'll ask for explanations at that point. We want to make sure that when someone goes out and spends time with you looking for a home and they go into a contract, that it's not just that the client told us what they make without us seeing it or what they have in the bank without us seeing their statements. We want to make sure that it's documents that are going to be acceptable by our underwriters. And our job, as a banker is to get that client ready. And sometimes when they come in, Laura, they're not ready. But it's our job to hand walk them, let them know what steps they need to take in order to be ready in the near future. Sometimes that could be the next 2 months. Sometimes it'll take them 6 months. But we work with them to let them know what steps they need to either bring their credit scores up or how they have to, put their funds in and keep it in there and have the time frame that is needed.
What I want to talk about now is how to take the headache out of your mortgage application.
And this is really crucial, Laura, because a lot of times clients apply and they don't realize steps that they're taking that could actually be really difficult for us at the end. Because when we do an application right before closing, 10 days prior to closing, we re-pull their credit. So clients will come in and they'll go into contract and they'll get a conditional or an approval from us. And then, of course, they're going to buy a new house, so they want to get new furniture. Mm-hmm. Please do not buy anything at all until after you have closed. Also, transferring of money from one account to another. We have to source any of the deposits, any deposits coming in, if they're coming from another account. Now we need to source that account as well for the last 2 months.
A couple of things to just clarify is that ratios, that's kind of a term that we all know in the industry, but people out there may not know what it is. So what happens when you're getting a loan, there's a couple of ratios that they look at. One of them is the ratio of how much your house is versus what your income is, and that can only be a certain amount.
Correct. We usually take the gross income from a salaried employee, and if somebody is self-employed, we will go ahead and start working with the net. And sometimes there's depreciation in items that we can add back into that income. But yes, normally our back-end ratio, it can go from 45 to 50, depending on the program that we're using. And then our front-end ratio, we don't like to see more than 30, 35. It all depends on how much a person's really putting down, their credit score. We have to look at the overall picture